Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Force Pro Wrestling. Thank you for joining us on this DVD release of a Show of Force Return to Morinville. We're here live in Morinville, Alberta, as part of the St. Jean-Baptiste Day Festival put on by the city. We are here in the Ray McDonald Sports Complex, bringing you the action that only Force Pro Wrestling can. My name is Jeff Pine, and I'm here with my broadcast colleague, Stock Dog Dan Schneider.
Hey Jeff, and hey there to the Force fans. I'm excited for today, especially with the matchups we've got lined up for you guys.
Here we have Bobby Sharp entering the ring for our first contest. He's about as fine a young athlete as you'll find here in Western Canada, and he is making his debut in Force Pro Wrestling.
Ooh, looking sharp, by the way. Very sharp.
Yes. That sure was a pun, Dan.
Yeah, I've got them all for you tonight, Jeff. I'll be supplying the puns in plenty.
Oh, good. Well, we can look forward to that, then. What we can definitely look forward to is Bobby Sharp here in the ring. He is a tenacious young wrestler, and despite only being 25 years of age, he has almost 10 years experience in the pro wrestling game.
Whew, that is a lot behind him, Jeff.
Started training at 15 years of age.
This is a man who loves his sport and has a passion for it.
Indeed he does, and he's had a passion for it from a young age. His opponent this evening, not at a young age at all, if you would believe him, Gabriel Lestat claims to be in his 90s.
He is known as the Omen.
Now, why wouldn't we believe him, Jeff? He's a stand-up young citizen, or old citizen as it were, senior citizen.
Does this look like a 90-year-old man to you, Dan?
Well, he obviously exercises, takes his vitamins, and, the vampirism helps.
So you buy into the fact that Gabriel Lestat claims to be a vampire?
He has never given me reason to doubt him, Jeff.
No?
No.
So you believe that Gabriel Lestat feasts on the blood of the innocent?
Well, maybe the not-so-innocent. He could be eating rabbits. We don't know. He's never divulged his dietary meals to me.
I suppose. We'll be coming back to you for more on vampirism later on. But for now, Gabriel Lestat will be providing some stiff competition for Bobby Sharp. Both of these men are making their debut in Force Pro Wrestling, and both men know how important it is to win matches here in Force. Neither man wants to debut with a loss.
This is going to be a good show, good match between these two guys. I'm excited to see what they're going to pull out.
I'm sure they will pull out all the stops here.
Our ring announcer, Ivan, taking a ceremonious departure from the ring to let this match get underway.
He is. He's coming back to sit next to us, and he'll be manning the timekeeper's table for this evening.
Welcome to the broadcast. My partner this evening. What about Ivan?
Oh my god, how's it going, Force fans? Unbelievable. Here we are.
Bobby Sharp already getting the fans behind him. In his 10 years in professional wrestling, he's proven to be very popular.
Or a show-off.
Well, the fans do like a show-off. And really, is it a show-off if you can back it up?
Well, some may say not. I just feel like, Lestat's approach to things a little bit more civil, a little bit more well-mannered.
I'm not sure how that fits in with, again, feasting on human blood. But,
Man's gotta eat, guys. Or vampires gotta eat, whatever the case may be.
Well, whatever the case with his diet, he's on his back right now after a side headlock takeover and needs to be careful that he's not pinned here. It would be embarrassing for Lestat if he was beaten in only seconds here in his debut. But he's able to reverse into a leg scissors. Sharp gonna have to get his weight above. There he goes. Moving his body weight so that he can break the grip of Lestat. Rolls over into a bridge. Nicely executed. Looking for some variation of an Indian deathlock here. Trying to get Lestat's arms back. If he can get his arms back, he might be able to put him away, but Lestat able to get to the ropes and bail to the floor.
These guys are not playing around, Jeff. Both of them are going for the win right off the bat. I'd like to see that from both competitors.
It looks like Gabriel Lestat wants to slow down the pace a little bit. Bobby Sharp got some significant momentum out of that early exchange. Gabriel Lestat wants to slow things down, get it going back at his pace, try and get things started from square one again, and regain an advantage.
Are you trying to say
taking his time around the ring. He's picking his spots. That's what I like to see, Jeff. That's what I like to see.
I would like to see him get back in the ring because Force fans came here to see a fight, not to see Gabriel Lestat go for a leisurely stroll out on the concrete.
He's not really appreciating the fans, Jeff. So he's kind of trying to get out there, do his political run of kissing babies and hugging them, but they still don't seem to be having any interest. So I feel sorry for this man. He's trying his best to be loved, and they just can't get behind him.
On that note, fans, don't let Gabriel Lestat kiss your baby. That's just bad parenting. Moving on, Gabriel Lestat looks to be about ready to get in the ring. Here he goes. Let's see if this sojourner to the floor did him any good. Ooh. Able to duck under the lockup, into the waist lock. Nice takedown. Amateur wrestling takedown into a front face lock. Doesn't quite have it locked in the way he might like. Bobby Sharp able to get out, reverse into a hammer lock.
A lot of flipping and turning, and I like to see flipping and turning.
I know you do enjoy the flips, Dan. Into a bridge. Nicely done. Bobby Sharp rolls over with a bridge action, adding extra torque to that hammer lock. Really wrenching on the arm here.
After that move, I'm fairly confident Bobby Sharp has no joints.
Well, if he does, he's certainly a flexible young man. Apparently that DDP yoga really doing wonders here. Lestat arm drag into a reversal into another arm drag.
Lot of action.
Seems like Bobby Sharp is getting the better of the technical wrestling here. Gabriel Lestat has had very little offense so far.
Gabriel needs to shift the momentum here, Jeff.
Yeah, I think he needs to find a different strategy here. Wrestling Bobby Sharp, not really working. Now taking a shoulder block to the stomach. Arm wringer. Snap mare into a cover. No, not good enough. Bobby Sharp has had the advantage here, but I don't think he's done enough damage to put away Gabriel Lestat, vampire or not.
Can't put him away that quick. Can't put him down in the ground just yet.
Eye rake into a headlock. Gabriel Lestat breaking the rules to get the advantage that has so far eluded him. Now off the ropes. Shoulder tackle.
Bend of rules, Jeff. More of a bend.
Off the ropes again, another shoulder tackle. Bobby Sharp using his 20-pound weight advantage there. Just powering through Gabriel Lestat and putting him to the mat. What is he looking for here? Hits the ropes. Gabriel Lestat went for a duck under. Bobby Sharp caught him into a sunset flip.
Oh, lots of twisting and turning. Rolling
around and round we go. No one able to get a fall. Jackknife.
I think Lestat's still got to throw a little bit.
Bobby Sharp's got his shoulders up here, preventing himself from being pinned. Now the bridge. Excellent core strength there. Looking to roll through into a backslide now. He's got him hooked into the knee. Backslide not doing it, so he just went for a big knee and a neck breaker. Bobby Sharp is firmly in control of this one, Dan.
He's just, he's showing off too much. I don't like it. I want to see Lestat get a little bit more behind him and start pulling punches and start getting some nice holds in there.
Lestat, just as you talk about throwing punches, nails Bobby Sharp right in the chops. Now he's got him in the corner, working him over. Big uppercut. European uppercut, a staple of Lestat's offense, being from Belgium. And a reversal of the whip into the corner. Up and over, nobody. Bobby Sharp didn't fall for it. Japanese arm drag. Big drop kick right on the button. Bobby Sharp telling the fans that it might be over. Could be looking for his signature lion salt.
Oh,
no.
Nothing there.
Gabriel Lestat able to use the signal that Bobby Sharp gave to the fans. Use that to his advantage and rolled out of the way.
That's a smart player there, Jeff. He's using strategy.
That was an excellent move.
Dipping and diving, getting out of the way.
Lestat off the rope, spinning wheel kick right in the face. Every time Lestat starts to get something going for himself, Bobby Sharp is right there to cut him off.
Just shutting him down, not letting him get a word in edgewise.
Sharp picking up Lestat by his hair, into the buckle, face first.
I think he's jealous of Lestat's hair, hence all the grabbing. Sharp should just focus on the wrestling, not on how glorious Lestat's hair is.
Bobby Sharp also has a luxurious head of hair. A mane not unlike his namesake Lion. But Bobby Sharp, now to go with his Lion's mane, he could have a fractured shoulder. Took a big run into the post, and now Gabriel Lestat may have the advantage that he's been looking for, as he's got Bobby Sharp down and injured, stomping away at the shoulder.
Look at how kind he is. He keeps pointing out to the ref. Here is the injury. Here is the injury. See, again, he's showing the ref. This is where he's injured.
Trying to straighten out that arm. Trying to straighten out that arm in an arm bar.
Yeah.
If he can get that elbow straightened, he could get a tap out here.
This is how kind Lestat is. Always looking out for his fellow competitors.
By trying to break his arm?
Well,
Here we have a roll-up. 1, 2, no. Gabriel Lestat not caught by surprise there into a big drop kick.
trying to restrain him so he can show him exactly where the injury is, where it lies.
Lestat with a near fall off of the drop kick. I think his best bet is to go back to that arm. He did some big damage to Bobby Sharp's shoulder. I think if he continues beating on it enough, he might be able to get a submission victory here.
I'm not sure what he's asking for from the audience, but he should probably focus on his opponent.
Well, he got an O'Connor roll. I don't know if that's what he wanted. Kicks out of the pin. Big shoulder tackle. Both of these men well over 200 pounds, throwing their weight around.
Looked like he was trying to set himself
He's got Bobby Sharp caught in the ropes. I'm not sure what he's doing here.
I think he's trying a unknown form of yoga, Jeff, in order to help relieve the pain in Bobby Sharp's arm.
Well, I don't think that's going to help. He's got the elbow wrapped around the ropes. An illegal maneuver, trying to hyperextend that elbow.
Where does it say it's an illegal maneuver, Jeff?
Well, you can't have a hold on in the ropes. That's actually in the rule book.
Some say potato, I say potato.
Big chop. Gabriel Lestat responds to the knee, dumps Sharp out to the floor.
Get him out of the ring to get himself a breather. That's smart wrestling. Or a smart vampire.
Well, he is a vampire and a wrestler, apparently.
He juggles two jobs.
Is a vampire a job?
Yeah, you know, you need to look spooky, fly around at night, you know.
I wonder if they're unionized.
I would imagine.
Axe handle off of the apron, flying around as you mentioned. He gave Sharp a lot of time to recover on the floor, but that double axe handle, the heavy blow to the already injured shoulder. Now exchanging chops on the floor. Lestat cuts him off with a knee, big club to the head, and slams him into the apron. That is the hardest part of the ring, Dan. That apron under there is solid steel.
That is not a nice place to have your head thrown into.
It really isn't. It's definitely in the top 5 places you do not want your head thrown into.
I'm glad to see this. Gabriel's keeping up the pressure. He needs to keep up this pressure just like Bobby Sharp did onto him.
He's definitely
reverse the momentum.
He's definitely turned the tables. He's had solid control here for several minutes now, in response to Bobby Sharp beginning the match with an excellent show of dominance. Sharp now in serious trouble here as Gabriel Lestat continues to punish the left shoulder.
Again, he's just pointing it out to the referee, Jeff. Look at, see, he's letting the ref know this is where the injury lies. Please help this man.
Well, the referee not going to stop the bout. Bobby Sharp adamant that he wants to continue.
Bobby really needs to give up.
Fans now starting to get behind Bobby Sharp, trying to use their enthusiasm to will him out of this hold. And it seems to be working, Dan.
It's so sad to see a wrestler, you know, just continue to push on when his arm is that injured. And Lestat is just trying to be, you know, nice, kind, you know, show him that he's injured and that for the betterment of his
Michinoku driver hit a clothesline with the good arm, I noticed. And now the Michinoku driver for a near fall, perhaps the lion salt?
Oh.
Yes! Hits the lion salt, cut the knees in the face of Gabriel Lestat, but no, Gabriel Lestat
Looked painful.
able to kick out despite taking the knees right in the face from Bobby Sharp's signature lion salt. Lestat reverse suplex.
Oh,
Bobby Sharp face first into the canvas.
Going Once
The cover, 1, 2, no. Bobby Sharp will not quit.
Not quite there.
Frustration starting to set in here.
Sharp shaking out that arm. He could have a serious shoulder injury here.
These two men are pulling out a
Back
lot.
suplex bomb. Again, Gabriel Lestat able to kick out just before the 3 count. Bobby Sharp can't believe it, and neither can I.
The punishment both these guys are taking is astounding. They are really putting on a great show for us today.
And this is just our opening contest. Lestat, roll up, feet on the ropes. The referee, excellent position to see that and prevent Lestat from cheating.
Yeah, whether or not it's cheating, that's up for debate.
Again, you can't be in contact with the ropes. Jawbreaker. Lestat took too much time jawing with the referee, ate a jawbreaker. Bobby Sharp calling for his lion splash. Wants to put this away. If he hits this, it's going to be all over, Dan.
This is what I like to call the big kapow.
Lion splash. He hit it clean. And there's the 3 count. Bobby Sharp, your winner.
Ooh. Nice moves out there. Sadly, the 94-year-old man wasn't able to quite do it against this young, fine warrior. But I think age will prove out over the experience of age will prove out in the end. Next month.
Gabriel Lestat now. On paper, really, the 25-year-old should be able to beat the 94-year-old.
Really, it was an unfair advantage, taking on a senior citizen like that.
But Bobby Sharp victorious, and these fans very supportive of his efforts. He put on a great show and managed to put Gabriel Lestat away with his big finisher, the Lion Splash.
All right, folks, let's get to our next matchup.
My partner, what about Ivan, in return who his duties as ring announcer? Getting ready to set up our next match of the evening. He's a man who up until our last show was not even a wrestler. He comes now.
Introducing first, weighing in at 165 pounds, hailing from the Sane Asylum.
Kevin Sane, billed from the Sane Asylum. This former referee turned wrestler, making his, well, sort of debut in Force Pro Wrestling.
He's looking rather green there.
Well, he is decked out in green, and he is having only his 2nd match in Force Pro Wrestling, and only his first that he was aware was going to be happening before it began.
Which would prove to be quite the advantage, I would think, in his next match here.
I can't argue with that, Dan. It's definitely an advantage to know that you're going to have a match before it begins. Unfortunately, the match that he's about to begin is against Slammer,
Who is about 3 times the size of Kevin.
Being accompanied to the ring by Officer Gordon, weighing in at 222 pounds, hailing from Arkham Asylum.
Kevin Sane bills himself from the Sane Asylum. His opponent Slammer from an actual asylum. Slammer incarcerated in Arkham, brought out here by Officer Gordon.
Not a guy I'd want to step in the ring with, Jeff. Not at all.
I don't know if you heard that, Dan, but I think Slammer just threatened to eat a small child.
He does that sometimes.
He does, and now he's eating the ropes. I don't know what goes on in this man's head, and I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I can't say I am envious of Kevin's situation at this point.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that 20-minute time limit can come soon enough for Kevin Sane. Slammer now out of the straitjacket. If I was Kevin Sane, I think I would have thought about maybe trying to prevent that from happening. I think that's going to be his best advantage here, is if Slammer has no arms.
Slammer is quite the imposing figure standing there.
He is. Slammer has a significant size advantage over Kevin Sane. nearly 60 pounds.
I am excited to see how this one goes down as long as Kevin doesn't end up the pancake.
I think that's very possible.
If I was Kevin Sane, I would not take
Kevin already begging off. That's probably for the best. His last matchup at a Show of Force Morinville against Miss Danyah, he was unaware that he would be in that match as he was scheduled to referee a women's match. Danyah's opponent didn't show up, and Danyah took matters into her own hands. She wanted a fight, and she didn't care who it was against. Kevin Sane had a strong showing, but in the end, unable to get the advantage long enough to score the victory.
Not to be put on the spot like that, Jeff. Tough stuff.
It probably didn't help that he got kicked in the nuts.
That doesn't help.
Slammer showing off his power advantage over Kevin Sane. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone here. Again, Kevin Sane locking up with Slammer, maybe not the best idea.
Gotta give this guy credit.
Slammer biting Kevin Sane on the head. Big throw, slams him down. Kevin Sane needs to come up with a new game plan here. This is not working.
Maybe trying a little bit of music to soothe the beast might work. Just a suggestion. Play a little Metallica, something.
Well, perhaps Slammer would be soothed by Welcome Home Sanitarium.
That might do the trick.
Kevin Sane calling for a test of strength. This seems like a terrible idea, Dan.
I'm not sure what he's thinking, and I am not sure which one is more sane at this point.
Look at the Roman knuckle lock.
The guy biting ropes, or the guy asking to get into a fight?
Kevin Sane messing with Slammer now. Stomps on the fingers.
Nice
That was
move.
extremely clever, not going for the test of strength at all. Suckered Slammer in, managed to get a wrist lock. Now kicking the quadricep, trying to tighten up that leg muscle. Attacking the shoulder now.
Kevin's got some tricks behind him, that's for sure.
Slammer can wrestle, however, despite being completely out of his mind. Headbutting the fingers of Kevin Sane. Evidence
Tactic.
that the man is out of his mind.
Whoa, a little flippy
Kevin
dip.
Sane with a roll through, nip up, into the wrist lock again.
Oh, Kevin.
Giving Slammer some of his own medicine. I think he poked himself in the eye with Slammer's own fingers.
Slammer going for the ropes.
Hot shot across the top rope, throat first. Kevin Sane is down.
He's losing his headband, for gosh sake.
He is. Slammer is beating the headband off of him. Big boot to the head.
Slammer almost looking like he wants to take this fight to the audience.
I'm pretty sure Slammer would fight our audience if Officer Gordon wasn't there to prevent it from happening.
Thank Jeebus for Officer Gordon.
Slammer's got the headband of Kevin Sane now. Apparently wants a souvenir. Rake to the eyes.
Ooh.
Blatant rake to the eyes.
Officer Gordon starting to get a little testy with the way...
Distracting the referee as Slammer chokes the life out of Kevin Sane. Come on, referee. Slammer already with a 60-pound weight advantage. Want to choke Kevin Sane as well. Kevin Sane's going to have a long, unpleasant night ahead of him if Slammer's able to get away with this cheating back rake.
A cat scratch.
Cat scratch out of the Hulk Hogan playbook. Butterfly lock. Where's he going with this? Nowhere good for Kevin Sane, I would imagine.
Whoa.
Double underhook suplex sends Kevin Sane across the ring. Lands in agony.
Slammer toying with his prey.
Kevin Sane still got some fight left.
Kevin not really thinking things through with taunting the beast.
Slammer going for the cover. I think I might have stayed down if I was Kevin Sane.
Yeah, that might have been the safer bet. Slammer talking intelligently to the audience.
Eloquent as he often is. Kevin Sane, handspring, goes to the elbow. No, German suplex right on his head. Kevin tried to get creative with a handspring elbow. Slammer just...
Cushioning his body with his noggin.
He did. He protected his spine with his head. But that's still not doing him any good. But he kicked out. Now, there's no shame in being put away by a move like that. Kevin Sane is hurting here, but he won't stay down.
This guy's got a lot of heart. I gotta give that to him.
Slammer, forearm shot right to the side of the face. Just clobbering Kevin Sane mercilessly.
Using those leather straps with the bars on them to his advantage. Trying to take out the little train that could, that is Kevin.
Those did get past our athletic commissioner. Those are legal wristwear, but I have no idea how. Dragon Sleeper.
Things are not looking pretty for Kevin. Not at all.
Kevin Sane, however, screaming about the smell more than the hold. And, yeah, I could see that.
And Slammer's just not great.
Yeah, I could see Slammer not smelling great. He does hang out in a prison all day, after all.
Can't be the best for one's hygiene, I imagine.
And I imagine if you drop the soap, that's just it for you. You're not getting any cleaner.
Not a lot of time spent in the showers.
Slammer calling for something. Some sort of choke slam, apparently. Throttling Kevin Sane.
And up.
Hooks him. Going for his
not
choke
quite.
suplex. Kevin Sane counters the Frankensteiner. Still got some life in him. Clothesline catches Slammer by surprise. Leg lariat. I can't believe this offense from Kevin Sane. Running knee. Going for the cover. 1, 2, no. Slammer too close to the ropes.
Slammer's still sane enough to think to grab for the ropes.
Slammer did know where he was. Not knocked loopy enough by that knee. But Kevin Sane got an advantage here. Officer Gordon
restraining Kevin for his own good, I believe.
restraining the wrong wrestler. Oh, big drop kick. Miss Slammer caught Gordon. Gordon is out on the floor, but Slammer, big clothesline. His arm weighs about as much as Kevin Sane. That's gotta be painful.
Kevin is trying to figure out exactly what year it is at this point, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if he was. Slammer not finished though, not going for a cover. Again, Kevin Sane able to catch a code breaker.
Nicely executed.
It seems every time Slammer starts to toy with him to try and put him away, Kevin Sane able to come up with some creative offense. Now just kicking him in the ribs. Not creative, but certainly effective. Kevin Sane going to the top rope. Trying to balance out his lack of power.
This kid can move. I'd love to see what he does up on
The
the top.
high-flying offense. To the top rope. Slammer staggered. European dropkick from the top turnbuckle. Caught Slammer square. Slammer looks out of it. 1, 2, no!
Ooh,
Slammer able to recover. Hasn't taken enough damage to put him away. Slammer is a tough individual.
Get back up on top. Kevin, get away from that man.
Again, the dropkick worked for him once. Going up to the high rent district again. Paid off last time. But Slammer throws the referee into the ropes. Kevin Sane is crotched.
The little Kevin Sane's in sore need of help.
Slammer Tower of London. Cracking the jaw of Kevin Sane. This gotta be it, Dan. 1, 2, 3, and teabagging him as he pins him.
Not a nice sight to finish off the match for Kevin.
Went from bad to worse. The Tower of London, made famous by Nigel McGuinness in Ring of Honor, brought to Force Pro Wrestling by Slammer. Sure, of course, he identifies the Tower of London being the most infamous prison in all of England.
I think he just appreciates it for the amount of damage it puts onto people. I don't think much thought goes through Slammer's head other than how can he inflict more pain. Like now.
Yeah, I don't think Slammer is probably too up on his English history, but he can throw a lariat to hurt some people, and that's what he's doing right now. Completely uncalled for, already beaten Kevin Sane. Officer Gordon finally able to break things up. Get Slammer out of the ring. Get him out of here, Gordon. Take him back to Arkham with his victory.
Lucky that we have Officer Gordon here to restrain Slammer, or I think everyone would go home in the same way that Kevin was going home from a horse show. Probably being carried out of the ring.
Yeah, our ring attendants trying to help Kevin Sane here. They look like they're just carrying dead weight.
And folks, just a reminder, we do have Force merchandise for sale up at the front near where you can get your popcorn and beverages. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce to you former TNA superstar, Hotshot Johnny Devine.
Hotshot Johnny Devine, former TNA X Division champion, participant in the World X Cups, wrestled in Japan, Mexico, all over the world. Coming out here to say a few words to our fans. He's not scheduled to wrestle till later tonight in our main event. Apparently he's got something he needs to get off his chest before then.
I'm excited to hear what he has to say, Jeff. Probably very informative. You know, full of experience, wisdom, wise words. I expect to hear wise words.
Having seen Johnny Devine's previous performance in Force Pro Wrestling, they may be wise, but I assume they will be offensive. These fans.
Alright, kill that. Let me get this straight. I've been brought back to more on file. Originally, to punch Sergeant Hazard in the face, because the last time I was in this crack hole, he cost me a match against Andy Anderson. So I was told by Force that I was getting a shot at Hazard tonight. He's too old. But he didn't show up. Because he's old and sleeping. Well, what are we to do, more on file? What are we to do? I came here with the expectation of punching someone in the face. Hey, this kid was off the trash. Punch this kid in the face? He looks like the toughest blade, so... You know what? Let's just do the easy thing, right? Maybe we can issue the open challenge. We can open the challenge to anybody in the back of Force who wants to step up and get punched in the face in Sergeant Hazard's stead.
Johnny Devine issues the open challenge. Sergeant Hazard has retired since their previous encounter at a show of Force Morinville. Of course, it took Devine all of 5 seconds to insult the fans here in Morinville, Alberta.
He's just letting people know how he stands, Jeff. Nothing wrong with an open man.
Oh, of course, run down. Why not run down the people who brought Force to this fine city? Andrew Hawks, however, appears to be here to answer Devine's open challenge.
Here you go, young fella.
We have a stinking AAA in Mexico.
Hotshot Johnny Devine. I got a lot of respect for you, okay? You've been everywhere, you've done everything. But you know what? I'm that up-and-coming guy. Now I'm going everywhere. I'm trying to do everything. And part of doing everything is coming after you. Don't be scared, Johnny. Do you accept my challenge?
Wrestling. You can face the
You basically come out here, cut the exact same promo you just cut on YouTube that I ignored there as well. And you expect this to get enough heat to
declining Hawks' challenge, met with a slap in the face.
I don't think he's going to stand for that, Jeff.
I don't think he will either. Hawks offended that Devine would not step up to the plate against him.
Hawks is a man of caliber, and he expects wrestlers and opponents of caliber as well. And I just think he's judged Hawks to not be...
Now you got my attention.
Slap in the face.
Now let me fill you in on something. Yes, you're up and coming. Yes, it's your time now. But the fact remains, I've been there. I've done that. I was a world champion. And I am still on another level than you. And you're about to find out.
Slap in the face had the desired effect. We've got our main event for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. High Risk Andrew Hawks will meet the challenge of Hotshot Johnny Devine.
This is a big chance for Andrew to pull off some good moves and show us his stuff against a high-caliber wrestler, and I think he's ready for it, Jeff.
Yeah, he has a chance to pull out a victory over one of the biggest names in Alberta wrestling right now, Hotshot Johnny Devine. The man has, as mentioned, been everywhere, done everything, and now he's come here to force. But we'll be seeing Johnny Devine and Andrew Hawks later on.
Here comes Nightmares.
Right now, we have a triple threat elimination match. Nightmare indeed wearing a new mask. Still the same old Nightmare, though. Shaking hands, kissing babies. This is one of the most popular men in Force Pro Wrestling, and for good reason. He may be the friendliest wrestler of all time.
Friendly or a suck-up, Jeff. I think he's just trying to show the fans that he loves them in order to get their support behind him so that he can, pull off his two-faced moves. Because really, how can we trust a man in a mask?
Well, has Nightmare ever given you reason not to trust him? He's a stand-up guy, plays by the rules.
His mask? We don't know what the man looks like under there. Jeff? Why? For all we know, he could be Lex Luthor.
Well, he could, but Nightmare's right here and Lex Luthor's fictitious.
So says you.
His first opponent, the Pearl of the Rising Sun, Strife. Another man who's very popular with this crowd here in Morinville.
He is the whitest Asian I know, Jeff.
Well, that aside, he has honed his skills overseas, now coming to Force Pro Wrestling to seek new challengers. Wants to match his skills up against the best the world has to offer. Here he'll be matching his skills against two of the best, the Nightmare and Big Jess Youngblood.
This should be a fun match. I'm excited to see what these guys are going to do.
Shaking hands, two classy individuals showing sportsmanship.
I think that was a secret signal that they're going to team up on poor old Jess.
I think they were just saying, may the best man win. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to team up on Big Jess. He is gigantic.
He is a man of fair size.
This, however, isn't his entrance music. I'm not sure what's going on. That's not Big Jess at all.
Making his way to the ring, Drew Dalby.
I am very confused at this point, Jeff.
You could hear it in What About Ivan's voice, the disdain dripping from it as he introduced Drew Dalby, one of the most infamous managers in Alberta wrestling's history. This is one of the most hated men in wrestling. And
Nobody's interested in what you have to say.
that's why.
And he's right back.
For those who don't know who I am, may not recognize who I am, my name is the esteemed Drew Dalby, and I am the greatest manager in the history of Alberta Independent Professional Wrestling.
I don't think that was an award that was actually handed out, but apparently he's chosen to claim it for himself anyway.
Jeff, I don't believe he would lie to us.
Really? You've heard him talk before, right?
He's a successful man. Why would he have reason to lie? Look at his fine beard. That is a beard of a fine gentleman.
There's no question about it. So when the people from Force Pro Wrestling, the management, knew they were coming back to Morinville, they knew they had to do something to get people's attention. They brought in people like Hotshot Devine, people like Sane, and they still knew that that wasn't enough. And that's what they called me. They threw money at me like you will never make in your entire life, you fat, greasy hillbilly.
Again, making friends at ringside.
Your 86
Probably not.
RSP does not compare to what they're paying me to be here tonight. And I thought if I have to come back to a place like this and stand here in front of people like you, who probably only understand one out of every 3 words that I'm saying anyway, I have to make sure that I make a big impact here in Force Pro Wrestling.
Very rude.
What
Very
about just
rude.
being paid to be here? You didn't even pay to get in. Like I said, I'm here to make a big impact, and there is no bigger impact than Big Jess Youngblood.
Drew Dalby apparently taking Big Jess Youngblood under his wing. He'll be managing the big man tonight. I don't think Big Jess needs the help, to be honest.
With a beard like that behind you, though, Jess, or Jeff, whatever your name is, I would be happy to have any man with a beard of that stature behind me.
Big Jess Youngblood has a decent beard of his own, and also weighs in at 322 pounds, Dan.
That is a lot of Jess Youngblood.
If you added a small child onto his shoulders, he would weigh the same as Nightmare and Strife put together.
So this is really more of a tag team match than a 3-way.
But with Dalby in Jess's corner, we know Drew Dalby is not above interfering on behalf of his clients.
He's all about helping, Jeff. It's all about helping.
Yeah, but the helping is cheating.
Again,
He's interfering in a match where he's not a legal participant. His manager's license allows him to stand on the floor and encourage.
sometimes you just get in the way. It can't be helped, Jeff. Not any fault of his own.
Well, we'll see how Drew Dalby handles himself tonight, but I would not be shocked to see him get involved. Again, a reminder, in Force Pro Wrestling, our triple threat matches are conducted under elimination rules. The winner of this match will have to beat both of his opponents.
This provides for a very interesting dynamic, which I love to see.
You mentioned earlier that Nightmare and Strife might team up against Big Jess Youngblood. I think strategically that might not be a bad idea. If they can work together and eliminate Big Jess, they can guarantee that one of them will win, and then may the best man win.
Gonna get things underway here. Jess is looking good with Drew in his corner.
Tentative in the beginning. Nightmare and Strife more interested in getting the fans more on Drew Dalby's case than they are already. Trying to figure out how they're going to approach this. Big Jess just wants to take on both guys on his own. And that's not working out great for him so far. Punches, whip into the ropes.
Take him down, Jess.
Ducks the back elbow. Double clothesline, takes down both men.
Showing his stuff. The man has a lot to show off about, and he's proud.
Showing off the word pain tattooed on his right bicep. Smashed that right into the faces, but a low bridge by Strife. Big Jess ran right into it, took a hard spill onto the apron again. Solid steel. Double drop kick.
What an underhanded from those two men.
All 322 pounds splattering onto the concrete floor. Another handshake.
Their secret signal that they are going to team up on Jess.
Well, they're ignoring Big Jess now. Nightmare's got a headlock.
This is all just a play, Jess.
Move he used excellently to defeat William Saint in his debut. Nightmare winning that match with his patented Taliban backpack. Strife took on both members of C Block in his debut. Unable to come out on top in a handicap match. We'll see how he does here with the odds a little more even. Snapmare into the chin lock. I'm not sure this is wise, though, to work on each other while Big Jess recovers on the floor.
Jess is taking his time. Strategic approach. He's like the Napoleon of wrestling.
But much, much larger.
He doesn't have it.
He ate Napoleon.
He doesn't have the inferiority complex, really.
Strife and Nightmare now, realizing that Jess is out on the floor, has yet to return. But again, going to work on each other. While Jess is given ample time to recover, Jess interjects himself, pulls the legs out of Strife, pulls him onto the floor, head first into the post.
Tired with not being a part of this match, he finally pulled one of them out there. Neither of them brave enough to enter outside of the ring.
Steel ring post. Sickening thud as it collided with Strife's head.
Attacking them like a wolf.
Oh, just a big clubbing blow by Big Jess. A stomping Nightmare. One-on-one, both of these men are going to be hard-pressed to weather Jess's powerful attacks. But Big Jess, distracted by fans, has to take the low road with an eye rake to get the advantage back on Nightmare. Now choking him on the middle rope. Come on, referee. Blatantly illegal.
He's just leaning. Just happens to be that Nightmare is right where he wants to lean and rest.
And now Drew Dalby. You can't defend this, Dan. Drew Dalby strangling Nightmare on the ropes behind the referee's back and gives him a parting shot to the back of the neck.
I think he was trying to give him the Heimlich maneuver because he thought he was choking, which we really can't tell with that mask on again. He's really to the disadvantage of Nightmare.
If that is the case, Drew Dalby may be the worst first responder in the history of medicine. A reversal of the Irish whip, duck under the clothesline, off the ropes, drop kick, solid contact with the chest, puts Big Jess down.
It's going to ruin Big Jess's wonderful winning smile.
Strife now just getting up from his collision with the ring post. And Nightmare comes in, perhaps an avalanche, misses. Chest first into the corner, that'll take the wind right out of your sails.
That was a big wah-wah.
Strife dazed. Took that ring post right to the head. Nightmare going for a scoop slam,
Not exactly able to pull it off.
not happening. Not a wise maneuver, but he got him up. And down.
Unlike Little John, Big Jess's name is not ironic. He is big.
No, Big Jess, 322 pounds. Nightmare unable to lift him.
Oh, and Strife finally showing up.
Squashed by Big Jess. Nightmare just getting up now. Back onto the clothesline. Wrist clutch. Made in Japan. Strife's finishing maneuver, the wrist clutch driver.
And after all the work that Big Jess did, Strife comes in and steals the show.
Strife did steal the pinfall on Nightmare with Made in Japan, his wrist clutch driver, getting the 3 count. But now he's on his own against Big Jess. That might not have been advisable. Is Strife still feeling the effects of that shot by the ring post? The big chop. I'm sure you could hear that out on the fairgrounds outside. Strife responds with an overhand chop of his own.
Jess needs to worry less about counting his chops and more about actually chopping his chops.
And there he goes, chopping his chop. Strife goes down. No, not enough to put him away.
Nightmare's still making a big drop on his head after he
Big Jess with the chin lock now.
There is so much arm around that man's head, it is astounding.
Well, good luck with the referee even trying to detect it. If Big Jess could easily turn this into a choke, certainly not above doing so. And I'm not sure the referee would be able to tell.
There is just way too much arm meat there to decide whether or not this is a choke or a sleeper.
Nightmare now just getting out of the ringside area after being dropped on his head. Do you think Strife could be able to get Made in Japan on Big Jess, Dan?
I don't know. There is a lot that he has to overcome to get it on Big Jess.
Big Jess, 322 pounds. Strife, 201 pounds. Big weight disadvantage
That
there.
is a big, sizable disadvantage. And Jess kind of has the advantage right now with the match, the momentum being in his favor, even though the fans aren't.
He is firmly in control, and the fans aren't happy about it. They want to see Strife pull this one out. Oh, slap to the back. Just insulting Strife. Strife comes back though, shot to the stomach. He's not willing to give up yet. Multiple punches to the stomach. Perhaps like King Hippo, that is the weakness of Big Jess. And back to the eyes. Whenever he gets in trouble, Big Jess going to the eyes of both Strife and the Nightmare.
He learned from the great African giraffe and zebras to attack eyes like he would a crocodile.
And that's our National Geographic recap from Dan. Big double underhook suplex.
Really shows me that Jess is a worldly man, taking his lessons from all across the globe.
1, 2. Oh, Strife just rolling the shoulder.
I think he was actually rolling over to prevent himself from suffocating and ended up saving himself from this match.
Either way, it worked out for him.
Strife is a man with a lot of luck behind him, and I don't know how he's standing up to Big Jess.
Big Jess methodically picking him apart, though. Off the ropes.
This is not going to be pretty.
Sidewalk slam. And Big Jess, he held him up to make him think about it, too. 1, 2, this. Oh, no! Reversal, 1, 2. I thought it was all over, but Strife able to reverse into a crucifix. Big boot.
How does Strife have a breath of life left in him?
Yakuza kick on the chin.
Took that 322-pound boot right down his throat.
Big Jess checking his knee pads, making sure everything in working order.
Picking up Strife. What's he going for now? Perhaps the Mohegan Sunset Bomb.
The Wapacha. No, not
Strife
a
able to
Wapacha.
fight out with punches. Elbows now. Strife again able to... Oh! Version of a snapmare. Hits the ropes. A running diving elbow. Goes to the cover. This could be all. 1, 2, no! Drew Dalby diving into the ring to pull Strife off of the pin.
I think he was actually going to the aid of Jess to make sure that he was okay in case he lost.
Well, he did pull Strife off of the pin, preventing the loss.
He might have been confused as to which one was which.
That running diving elbow, made famous by Masato Tanaka and adopted by Strife as one of his signature maneuvers. He's put a lot of guys away with that move. Big Jess was able to kick out, despite being helped by his manager. Big Jess, oh, right on the chin, but Strife again fights back with a big forearm shot, answering each one of these punches.
Trading blows like armies of old, taking turns, taking their shots.
Strife learned this, trained in the strong style. He's definitely used to exchanging blows in the middle of the ring, now off the ropes. Oh, goes for a crucifix. He could have him. 1, 2. No! Big Jess just barely able to kick out in time. Strife really building momentum. Enziguri. Boot right to the back of the head.
Just a little bit of smarten up.
He could have him, but a lot of difficulty rolling the big man over. I mean, that's like trying to roll over a buffalo.
Which, as we've all tried, rolling over buffaloes ain't exactly a picnic in the park.
No, there's forklifts involved. It's a long process. Strife, though, I think he's feeling it. He's got the advantage here. And I'm just looking for something to hit Big Jess with to put him away. Another forearm shot in the corner, and another.
Oh, calling for the death blow.
He says he's going to put him away. Irish whip reversed.
Not working in his favor.
Strife the one who hits the corner. Running avalanche, no. Big Jess face first into the corner.
Strife gonna try and pick him up?
Looks like
Really?
he's going for a back suplex of some kind off the top rope.
I think this may end up just crushing Strife.
This isn't going to go well for anybody, really.
Drew
But now
letting
Drew
him
Dalby
know, hey.
distracting him. Elbow in the face. Big Jess using the distraction. What's he doing here? Oh, no, no. No, don't do this.
Oh.
No.
Oh, this is
God.
what we call the sweet monkey pie.
Oh, the moonsault from Big Jess
Oh.
Youngblood. That is a 322-pound man.
Oh, and
Flying through the air like a cruiserweight and crushing Strife.
how you get a man that big flying that far is beyond me. And right now, Strife is contemplating the life of a pancake.
Big Jess Youngblood just told gravity to suck it. Strife trying to suck in wind after his caved-in sternum, making that a problem. Big Jess, your winner here,
And
but
again,
not without help from Drew Dalby.
that's just what you get when you have a good manager behind you, Jeff.
You gotta believe that Strife had this one in the bag. Big Jess was reeling. Strife was looking to set up a back superplex. Could have put things away. But Drew Dalby got in the way. Big Jess pulled out the victory.
And Strife is
Devastating
milking
moonsault.
it. He's just milking it. Really, you're not that hurt, Strife. Get up.
A 322-pound man just fell from the sky onto him.
Yeah, he can get up. He can get up. Come on, Strife.
Fans very appreciative of
even
Strife's
clapping.
efforts.
He's even clapping.
Strife applauding the fans for getting behind him. Well, he appreciates their support. They appreciate his effort in the ring. Unable to defeat Big Jess, put in a great effort. And I'm sure we'll be seeing Strife again in Force Pro Wrestling soon. Perhaps against an opponent that isn't the size of a small moon.
That would be nice. That would be in his favor.
I'm sure Strife would appreciate it.
Yes.
Again, these fans really appreciating Strife's efforts. It was a great job by him.
And not one of them congratulated Jess, I noted. Not one.
Well, no, he cheated to win.
All right, folks, I'd just like to let you know that this show is being brought to you by the Morinville News. Big hand for them.
We are back from intermission. Fans chanting yes, they want this show to continue. We've had 3 great matches so far, Dan.
And they're only gonna get better from here.
That's right. Right now we have William Sane making his way to the ring. He'll be taking on Mr. Fantastic.
The most holy of the Force wrestlers, William Sane. One of my favorites. Stand-up young gentleman.
He is the silver lining of professional wrestling.
This Morinville crowd, they're in William Saint's corner, just like you are, Dan.
Got another great beard on this gentleman. Another great beard.
Force is home to many great beards.
I cataloged them all on my blog.
Fans, feel free to check that out. Blogs of Force. The Beards of Force blog by Stock Dog Dan Schneider. Well, that's not Mr. Fantastic's theme music at all. I don't know.
Maybe a change of pace from Mr. Fantastic?
I don't know. Maybe he just talked to the audio guy and had new music and wanted it changed. But this isn't.
Wanted to spice things up a little
This is
bit.
not what I am used to.
I am a little confused. Not that it's any different from my regular day-to-day life, but more confused than usual.
No, that is your usual state. But this time well, that's heavy metal, and he's got Mr. Fantastic's mask, Dan.
Is he going to present it to Mr. Fantastic, maybe?
That's Mr. Fantastic's mask. Heavy metal coming out during Mr. Fantastic's entrance time.
Let me just explain. First of all, I'm fresh off of a very, very successful tour of Mexico, pal. And what better way to come to Force Pro Wrestling than to, well, let's let's just say I found Mr. Fantastic in the parking lot, have a little something I did. Now, Force Pro Wrestling, they don't seem to want to book heavy metal, so I just went ahead and booked myself. So you go ahead, you make this match, you ring the bell, I'm gonna whoop his ass, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna rock and roll all night, I'm gonna party every day, right out here in the city of Morinville. Do what I can with it, I guess.
I like his style.
You know what? I don't care if it's a fantastic. I don't care if it's heavy metal. Trust me, you're in for a fight of your life.
William Saint taking the challenge of heavy metal.
Accepted. So our matchup is going to be William Saint taking on heavy metal.
Heavy metal apparently implying that he mugged Mr. Fantastic in the parking lot to take his match from him. Heavy metal has been in many arguments with Force Management who did not want to book him.
That shows a lot of ambition, and I like that, Jeff.
Well, Heavy Metal, an ambitious young man, did just return from a tour of AAA Mexico. But apparently he wanted to come back here to Alberta, wrestle for Force. Force Management said no, the card was full, and Heavy Metal just took things into his own hands. Someone should probably head out to the parking lot and check on Mr. Fantastic.
Actually,
He's not going to give up his mask without a fight. He's probably injured somewhere.
I think Mr. Fantastic just saw that, Heavy Metal needed his debut here, and so he was kind enough to give it to him, and gave him his mask as a show of respect.
Heavy Metal took that mask, Dan. Mr. Fantastic would not give that up to anyone. That's very important to him. Heavy Metal, a nice technical move. Bridging into a pin. William Saint, less technical, just punches the knees out.
Oh, a lot of jumping and jacking.
William Saint having a very different matchup here than he would against Mr. Fantastic. Heavy Metal has about a 25-pound weight advantage on Mr. Fantastic. And about a 15-pound advantage on William Saint. Much bigger opponent, a much different style.
Plus, he does have to face off against Heavy Metal's Beard, which is a rival to William Saint's.
Will that also be appearing on your Beards at Force blog, Dan?
Most likely. Most likely.
William Saint locked in the headlock. Both off the ropes. Neither man budges. Solid contact made. William Saint goes to hit the ropes. Heavy Metal drags him down by the hair.
Showing him who's boss.
Already breaking the rules, and we're barely minutes into this contest. Now just a kick in the face. Nothing fancy here.
Heavy Metal doesn't like to show off. He just likes to get the job done, which is what I like about him. I also like his shiny suit.
Yeah, no, not showing off at all. Now rubbing the mask of Mr. Fantastic in Saint's face. Fires up William Saint. Chops. Oh, running back elbow right on the chin.
That
Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal down. As well he should be after a shot like that.
Oh,
Saint putting the mask on Heavy Metal, smashing him face first into the corner.
He blinded the poor gentleman.
Heavy Metal did bring the mask into the match, however. Kind of brought that on himself. And now Saint running all four corners of Heavy Metal's head. That can't feel good.
Oh,
Big drop kick.
I expect more from you, Saint. I expect more from you.
William Saint really dominating here in the early going of this match.
Heavy Metal is a tough wrestler.
Big chop. Arm wringer, looking for an Irish whip, I think. Reversal into the corner. Heavy Metal falls in with a big clothesline, showing resilience. Oh, but a big uppercut.
So many thunderous hits from these guys.
Kick out at a 1 count. Heavy Metal, despite scumbagging his way into this match, is a talented and very resilient wrestler.
Scumbagging?
Running elbow, Yakuza kick. Heavy Metal having counters to everything William Saint is throwing at him thus far. Absorbing damage to give damage of his own.
That was what I like to call the Judy kick.
Care to elaborate on that, Dan?
You know, it's like a Judy kick. Judy kick.
I don't think you know what judo is, but Heavy Metal now backing William Saint into the corner. chop. Both of these men looking to make the other man's chest into hamburger. Snapmare out. Chinlock. Heavy Metal looking to slow the pace. Carrying more weight. Making William Saint now carry that weight across his neck. Good strategic move here by Heavy Metal.
And Saint is stomping his foot.
Hitting the crowd behind him.
Oh.
And Heavy Metal cuts him off with the illegal hair pull. Come on, referee.
I am so torn here, just like Saint's scalp was almost torn from his head.
Yeah, that looked like it hurt. Heavy Metal now dumping Sane out to the floor. Oh, splat as he hits the concrete. Just like pushing a steak off your counter onto the kitchen floor.
He made a nice flap and a smack. Oh, sounded painful.
Saint now staggering back to his feet.
Use the power of your beard, Saint. The power of your beard.
He's gonna need the power of something to get back in the ring. Heavy Metal cuts him off with stomps. Now dumps him again.
Utilizing that hard cement floor in the Morinville arena there.
Doing damage to William Saint while giving himself time to breathe. William Saint uses a fan to help him stand up.
And he's letting William Saint use his power.
Oh! Baseball slide drop kick. Put the boot right into the sternum of Saint.
Saint needed to be a little bit more aware there while he was trying to drag himself back into the ring.
Saint, I think, just focused on trying to get back in the ring, wasn't watching Heavy Metal, now brawling on the floor, exchanging punches. Metal rolled into the ring.
William Saint is a technician.
Oh, Heavy Metal. A clever maneuver. Suckering Saint in, then pulling him face first into the middle turnbuckle.
His moves may not be pretty, but man, they're effective.
They are effective. Heavy Metal, no one ever said Heavy Metal couldn't wrestle. And that he couldn't fight. He's proven that he's a capable wrestler. But now William Saint get his second win, 3 clotheslines, hooking him, snap suplex. Signature move of William Saint. Likes to use that to get his opponents hurt, set them up for bigger moves. Now off the second rope, no, Heavy Metal caught him.
Not taking any of
Now
that.
exchanging punches again. Saint, went for a drop kick. Heavy Metal
Barely got out of the way.
able to wrench the knee on the way as well. 1, 2. No, Heavy Metal, I think he took too long to go for the cover there.
William Saint looks to be in serious pain.
Had to have been a good 5 seconds. Now dropping the braced knee right on the forehead.
Trying to focus in on that weak spot of the eye socket.
Yeah, Heavy Metal has gone to that a few times. Now he's going to the top rope. Uncharacteristic for Heavy Metal. Tumbleweed, no one home.
A lot of flip-a-dip-a-doo and nothing on the net.
Heavy Metal, apparently inspired by his time in Mexico, attempted a tumbleweed. Or nothing but a ghost town when he landed. Big European uppercut, staple of William Saint's offense. And a third puts Heavy Metal on his back. 1, 2,
I
no.
think you went too premature there, Jeff.
Now, big knee,
Taking a page from Heavy Metal.
but a lax cover. That's not going to put away Heavy Metal. Saint really needs to get more body contact. Grapevine that leg. Spinning kick off the ropes. Big running knee. And a bulldog. Saint really rolling here. He's put together a big combination. Maybe looking to finish with the Athabasca Slam. No. Another rake to the eyes. Again, looking for that weakness of the eye socket. For an uppercut. Here we go. Athabasca Slam. Bam. Nails him. Didn't get all of it, though. Heavy Metal able to kick out. The height differential really saved Heavy Metal there, as William Saint wasn't able to get as much juice on that Athabasca Slam as he normally does. Now counter, backdrop driver.
I think if this match was against Mr. Fantastic like it was scheduled,
2, could be over.
William Saint would have found himself in a whole different situation and probably with a lot more of an upper hand.
Well, he certainly wouldn't have eaten that backdrop driver.
No.
Heavy Metal going to the top again, perhaps looking to get that tumbleweed right this time. No, gets caught
Saint not
and
taking it.
crotched. Oh, and he falls sideways, wrenching the knee, caught in the tree of woe. A terrible position for Heavy Metal. William Saint looking to take advantage. A running drop kick
Oh, not in that way.
right to the stomach. Heavy Metal in serious trouble here. Wrenching the knee, big shot to the stomach. Slamming him head first into the ring apron. Heavy Metal comes back to the slam of his own. Into the post.
Ooh,
That ring post already did some big damage to Strife.
doing a quick flip into the ring to stop the count.
Yeah, very smart move. Now he's looking for something under the ring.
Probably looking for medical supplies for William Saint.
I don't think that he's that generous of an individual. He's got a chair.
He's gonna give him a chair to sit on.
I don't believe that's gonna happen.
Yeah, see, look at, he's picking him up. He's got the chair, putting him into the ring.
I think you've got some real rose-colored glasses when it comes to Heavy Metal's intentions here. William Saint able to catch him coming in with a drop kick.
Just don't know if we could cheer for with all of these magnificent beards, Joe.
Heavy Metal down on the floor after the drop kick. Both men have taken significant punishment here. I think the next one to hit a big move is going to be the winner.
These men barely standing with all the punishment they've taken. This is a tough match.
Saint using the fans' support of him to fire up, running around the ring.
It's not a race, Saint. It's a wrestling.
Heavy Metal just ripped off the top turnbuckle in that corner. Oh! Chest first into the turnbuckle. William Saint took a hard shot there. That could collapse a sternum. Heavy Metal trying to sucker the referee.
Look at
The referee didn't turn around. Saint took advantage, nailed him with a chair.
I am shocked and appalled.
I think Heavy Metal just outsmarted himself. 1, 2, 3, it's all over.
And after how kind he was to Saint did that to him.
Heavy Metal tried to trick the referee by smashing the chair into the mat and throwing it to William Saint. But ripping off the turnbuckle backfired. The referee, too focused on the turnbuckle, didn't turn around. William Saint took advantage. Just waffled Heavy Metal with that steel chair.
I'm fairly certain he was still trying to give him a nice seat to rest on while he regained his win. And, you know, we saw what happened. Heavy Metal never tried to hit him with the chair, and what did William Saint do? The underhanded thing.
Well, either way now, that steel chair now, making skull fragments in Heavy Metal's brain.
I don't know if that'll be enough to convince Forrest to allow him to wrestle the next match, but he did put on a great show here today.
He did put on an excellent show. Got a brain injury to go with it.
Souvenir to take home.
All right, folks, that means it is time for our main event.
This is it, the final match on the show, the main event, set up earlier this evening when Hotshot Johnny Devine came out to air his grievances.
I am very excited for this match. These are two awesome competitors, and I can't wait to see what they pull out.
Should be a great contest. Entering first will be high-risk Andrew Hawks. He's made a name for himself, both in Alberta and internationally, having recently wrestled Samurai Del Sol in Jersey All-Pro Wrestling, as well as taking a tour of Mexico. See if he can use that experience to take on a stiff challenge in Hotshot Johnny Devine, one of the top names in wrestling.
Introducing first, weighing in at 205 pounds, hailing from St. John, Newfoundland. He is high risk. He is Andrew Hawks.
showing off another nice beard. The Newfie beard.
Fans solidly behind Andrew Hawks. He's definitely been a favorite here in Force.
Showing off why he's a favorite. This guy gets some height.
He can fly. High risk and appropriate nickname. We'll see what he pulls out today. I've seen him beat opponents with the Shooting Star, the Sky Twister Press.
You never know what to expect from this guy.
All you know is that when he goes up to the top rope, something is going to happen, and it's going to blow your mind. Here,
Company to the ring by Danyah. Weighing in at 201 pounds. Hailing from Calgary, Alberta. He is a former British Commonwealth Mid Heavyweight Champion. He is a former TNA X Division Champion.
As you can hear, Andrew definitely has his work cut out for him from what we just heard from Ivan, our announcer.
yeah, Johnny Devine definitely has a lengthy title history, highlighted by the Mid-Heavyweight Championship in Stampede Wrestling, TNA X Division Champion, highly prestigious title. Again, competed internationally in Japan, in Mexico, in the United States.
This guy's got a lot of credentials.
He definitely has a lot going for him. He's also got Miss Danyah outside the ring. And again, like Drew Dalby earlier, not above interfering in a match to help her charge.
Jeff, she can't help it if her looks just get her in trouble and she needs to defend herself.
So you're saying that she interferes because the other wrestlers attack her?
Yes, with their eyes. It's like undressing her with their eyes, but they're attacking her with their eyes.
Okay, Johnny Devine messing with our referee here. Began his career as a noted high flyer. Has lately shifted into a more technical mode of wrestling. Really likes to shut his opponents down, get inside their heads, and then put them away. Really making the referee's check for foreign objects difficult. The referee definitely needs to make that check. Last time Johnny Devine was in Force Pro Wrestling, he used a chain in an attempt to steal a match from Andy Anderson. Ended up backfiring as Anderson and Sergeant Hazard combined to put Devine away with that same chain. Bit of poetic justice there. But now,
A little bit of flip, a little bit of flap.
Andrew Hawks with a roll. Johnny Devine with a roll of his own and whatever that was.
Kind of a little jump and a skip and a hop.
Mocking Andrew Hawks. Devine not impressed by Hawks. We'll see if Hawks gives him a reason to be. Hawks acknowledging quality move there. Counter to the headlock into an arm drag. Devine, come on, Devine fixing his hair at ringside.
Hey, man's gotta look good.
Devine now arguing with the fans. Again mocking Andrew Hawks.
I think the fans are actually perturbed due to the fact that Johnny Devine does not indeed have a beard like Andrew does.
Another headlock takeover. Nicely done. Headlock, a staple of professional wrestling. Sapping the strength of the opponent. Devine kicks out. Devine not so cocky now.
He knows Andrews is here to stay. He is serious about this match.
Hawks showing him something with some quality counter wrestling. Hawks reversing out of the headlock into a top wrist lock, but Devine able to get in the leg trip. Very clever veteran move.
Johnny taking his time to really pay attention to the match, but it is hard for him to pay attention when he has such a lovely lady at his side.
Paying more attention to Miss Danyah than he is to Andrew Hawks. Might be dangerous when Andrew Hawks is the one who intends to punch him multiple times in the head.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work out so well for anyone. Punches to the head.
Devine again. His attention seems to be everywhere but on Andrew Hawks.
Well,
Could
can
prove
you blame him?
dangerous.
All these fans are against him, yapping things at him. He's got a lovely lady in his corner. The man has his attention diverted in so many different directions. Oh!
Devine turns the arm wringer into a slam, then a leg drop on the arm. Twisting the elbow over his own knee. Trying to hyperextend that elbow, perhaps break it. Hawks doing the right thing, clasping his wrists, presenting his elbow from straightening.
Looking for the reversal. Oh!
Almost got the pin there into the cross arm breaker. Again, Hawks needs to try and grab his wrist with his other hand. Keep that elbow from straightening out all the way. If it does, his arm's going to break, and this is going to be over. Hawks inching his way. Gets to the ropes. Able to break the hold.
That's what I like to call the Bravo breaker.
Okay, gotta expand on that, Dan.
Yeah, you know, Bravo and Breaker both start with B.
Okay then. Devine now resting in the corner.
Taking his time. I don't think Andrew should be letting him do this, because this is really a smart move from Johnny to take a rest. You know, regain his composure.
Yeah, he's taking a breather, he's regaining his strength. Andrew Hawks really should jump on him here, but being a sport, letting Devine do what he's gonna do, Hawk apparently wants to prove that he can beat him no matter what he does. Lock up now, into the headlock. Oh. Headlock takeover. Devine seems more frustrated than pained at this point. Embarrassed after mocking Andrew Hawks to be taken out like that.
Oh, and he goes for the leg lock.
Again, a popular counter to the headlock tonight, the leg scissors. Hawks trying to change his body position so he can get out.
I believe he's trying to treat Andrew
Rolls
Hawks
through, looking for a clover leaf. Drops it into a single leg crab. Devine using Hawks' other leg as a brace to prevent being turned into the single leg crab. Oh, Hawks turns him, drops halfway into a modification with a knee right in the lower back. Painful hold. Devine able to worm his way out. I think if Devine was a little more worn down, that might have been all.
Taking his rest, regaining his composure. But Andrew, take the attack. Use that mighty beard to good use.
Devine was just locked in a painful hold. Makes sense that he'd want a bit of a respite after that. Andrew Hawks giving it to him, perhaps a mind game on his part. But I'm not sure how much good it's going to do him long term to keep letting Johnny Devine have these rest periods. As we've seen earlier in the night, pressing the attack is the way to get the win.
Oh yeah.
Devine locks in the arm bar. Both men have been working on the arm of the other man.
Neither of them wants him using those arms to attack. Going again for the Bravo breaker.
Hawks into the wrist lock. Nicely done. Devine again looking frustrated. Not happy about Hawks' ability to keep up with him in the mat wrestling department.
I don't think he was expecting this.
Uses the ropes to flip out of the arm wringer and reverse the pressure. Snapmare. Oh, using his own arm in a strangle lock. Innovative maneuver from Johnny Devine, really showing his technical mastery. He's also doing an excellent job of keeping Hawks grounded. Devine can't get hit with a shooting star or a sky twister press if Andrew Hawks is on his back on the mat.
Also, trying to...
You see that, Dan? Miss Danyah helping Johnny Devine.
Just offering him a...
Pulling on his arm to give him more pressure on the headlock. It's transitioned into a head triangle.
Look at her. She's so in love with him. She just can't be parted from him. It's really beautiful to see someone so in love.
Seems kind of convenient that their love is strangling Andrew Hawks, doesn't it?
You know, sometimes it's suffocating to be around people that in love.
The knee lift, cutting off Andrew Hawks' attempt to come back. Picks him up, big European uppercut, another popular maneuver tonight. Oh, that's just a straight right hand to the jaw.
Oh!
Referee admonishing him, telling him to open up that hand.
He is not even trying for anything fancy now.
No, Johnny Devine really meat and potatoes offense here. Again, Hawks attempting to fight back with punches, eats a big knee. Devine now, muscling him into the corner. Oh! You could hear that one out on the fairground.
Ouch.
Big knife edge chop.
Andrew whipping it around.
Dogs in St. Albert are hearing these chops and barking. But again, Hawks cuts him off by going to the eyes and going with the big knee.
Johnny is really treating this like a barroom brawl. He's not taking any crap.
He's not getting fancy, he's just trying to cut off Hawks' air supply, giving him big shots whenever he gets the opportunity. And dumping him on the floor, the referee distracted by Devine, and naturally, Miss Danyah gonna break the rules, stomping away on Andrew Hawks.
Again, frustrated at Andrew Hawks attacking her with his eyes.
Johnny Devine is a veteran, keeping the referee from noticing. We gotta get 2 referees out here.
Look at that, he congratulated his woman. Nice
Going for the
supportive
pinfall.
couple.
No, not enough damage done. Hawks able to get free. Grabbing Hawks, looking for a snap suplex. Nicely done, very crisp. Snaps him over. Again, not able to get the 3 count. Now, looking for a sleeper hold. Johnny Devine really keeping the pace slow here, keeping Hawks from building any momentum.
Keeping him from air because, you know, breathing, kind of important.
It is. But a counter back suplex. Breathing is important. Also having a functioning neck important. Andrew Hawks taking that away from Johnny Devine. Now
And
going
here we
up
get to see
top.
some good stuff.
A high rent district. Shooting star, no!
Oh.
The very last second, Johnny Devine was able to get out of the way. No one home for Andrew Hawks, who just went face first into the canvas.
It pains me to see such a fine beard fail like that.
I'm sure his dentist appreciates that landing, but I don't think Hawks does. Johnny Devine lifts him. Divine intervention. Going for it. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
Oh, and this is over.
All the air went out of Andrew Hawks after the missed shooting star press.
Just as with most fairy tales, Jeff, love prevails. True love, once again, wins the day.
So is that your lesson for the show, Dan?
Yeah. True love conquers all.
Well, it certainly conquered Andrew Hawks. After the miscue on the shooting star press, ate the leg clutch ace crusher that Johnny Devine calls divine intervention. Another landing on his face. I got the microphone here.
Andrew, you earned my respect, brother. You're tougher than I thought. He is. I'll give credit where it's due. Absolutely, but learned a valuable lesson. All it takes is one mistake. You are on your way up. And we will hook it up again. Next time, try not to lose.
Johnny Devine voicing his respect for Andrew Hawks, who put up a valiant effort here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's the show of a true gentleman.
Johnny Devine and Miss Danyah really promoting the quality opponent that Andrew Hawks presented to Johnny Devine here tonight. Really, it was just one mistake that allowed the veteran to get the victory here.
And that's all it takes sometimes, Jeff. One mistake.
Indeed, the shooting star didn't pan out for Andrew Hawks, but that's what happens when you're high risk. Sometimes those risks don't pay off. But I am looking forward to a rematch between these two in the future.
Should be exciting stuff.
All right, folks, just a reminder, check out ForceProWrestling.com for all your Force Wrestling news. Speaking of news, again, thank you to the Morinville News. Thank you all for coming out. And
That's it for us. Thank you for purchasing this Force Pro Wrestling video release. I'm Jeff Pine for Dan Schneider. Good night, everyone.
Night.